Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Today I have a small Joannes haul and update. So let me show you a lot of the goodies that I got. I got this 8-piece template stencil set. It was $12.99, $40, I believe, 40 or 60% off. And I got it because I wanted the circle that was in it. I mean, these are nice. I could use these for other things. I liked the circles. I do a lot of jewelry, and a lot of times I could use, see these different, I know it's hard to see on this, but the different sort of ascending sizes. That's what I wanted. I loved the ovals. Lots of ovals, but I loved this one. You see all these different circles on it, so I thought that was kind of cool. So $12.99, and then I think 40% off of that. It was on the aisle that was kind of just behind the like the gardening kind of things. Now they had a whole bunch of t-shirts. They had the long sleeve t-shirts, and they're pretty nice quality. They're marked $10.99. The long sleeve ones are 60% off. I did not know the short sleeve ones are 40% off. Still a good deal. I mean, my son just wears these. He doesn't care. He likes plain t-shirts. It's weird, but whatever. I got them for him. He's happy with that. This, I believe, was 60 off, I think. Stamp and cut. It's the Hero Arts one. Now, I can use this for any season because I saw this stamp, and of course this one and this one you can use anytime. But it has the stamps that coordinate with the dies. How cool is that? So, I mean, I know it's mostly Christmas, but I can use that year round. So, I was happy with that. This was one of the deals of the century. So, Tim Holtz Craft Stock. It's the, mostly the red. 3 of each color. Oh, it's the warm. So, this was in the clearance aisle. The clearance aisle says whatever price is marked is the price it is. So $6.47. We know these aren't anywhere near $6.47 normally. So there's 24 6x9 sheets. You know these aren't cheap. So I was okay with paying $6.49. I got to the register, it was $2.30. So it was a discount off of that. I wish there was more because I would have gotten one for my mom, etc. But this was it. This was the only one that was at my store. I'm highly tempted to go to other stores and go and see what they have. Let's see. I got this stamp set, the Park Lane. This was half off of these, so it was $2.50. I thought that was really pretty. There's a lot I can do with that. Let's see, keeping with the stamp theme, this was half off as well, so another $2.50 one. I kind of see a wreath with some of these, so we'll probably do some cards and stuff together with this stamp set. I needed some liquid polymer clay. This is the Sculpey. This is the white. I really wanted the clear. They didn't have the clear, all they had was white. So it was $4.49. I think it was 40% off. I can't recall. They hardly had any polymer clay stuff left. This was 60% off. The Distress Ink Mini Storage, holds the 12 cubes. And gosh, what was this to begin with? I think I ended up paying in the $3 to $4 range for it. I'm pretty sure. So I needed another one, so that was perfect for me. I love the golden liquid acrylics. So I got interference violet fine, interference blue fine, and then the cobalt teal. These are normally $12.49. They're extremely pricey. I want to say they were half off. No, they were 5 something. They were 5 something. So it was still a little above my price point because there was a couple more I had that I put back. You know, I didn't want to be spending like $30 in just these because I had other stuff to buy. So I'm happy with these 3. We will be doing projects with those, definitely. I got 2 of these. These are those faux lavender pieces. I think they were $3.99 to begin with. Oh gosh, were they 60% off? 40? I don't know. They were more than 40 off. I know that. And I can get, so I do blind date with the books, but I do other things that are like blind date with a book. And I like to tuck a sprig of this in because it just brings a little bit of color. And I think there were 18 stems on these that I could use. So between the 2, I figured even if it was half price and I'm paying $4 for 2, that's a lot of projects that I can make with those. I have some other ones that I like better, but you know, I thought these were pretty. Okay, last 2 items. My bag's gonna blow away. I have wanted this, and I think I ended up paying in the $8. Let me see if my receipt's here. Yeah, my receipt is here. What did I pay for this? This is the Tim Holtz Tiny Textured Hammer. 60% off. $17.99. I paid $7.20. Yeah, that was in my range. So this has a flat head and it has a textured head. So when you stamp that on metal, it gives a really cool texture to the metal. And I'm going to start doing some metalwork things on camera with you guys very shortly. The problem is under this glass mat is a glass table. So I need, and my desk is not set up really to do a lot of metal work. So in the house. So I need to find another space that I can set up. So I'm working on that in my brain that we can do some of this together. And then this was the deal of the century. I love Lumiere paints. Let me see what these were. These, I'm pretty sure these were 60% off. So they're normally $20. Yep, $20. 60% off. I got it for $8. Now, come on. You can't even get one of these for $8. So these are sort of that, kind of like these, the not that one, this one, like the interference colors. That's what these are. So it's like halo violet gold. So there's violet and gold. You can see there's like micas in these. And yeah, these are really, really nice. I can remember using these for years, and you can use it on paper, you can use it on fabric, you can use it on plastic, you can use them on anything. Oh, leather, it says right here. Oh, and polymer clay. Yeah, I mean, I've used these. I love them. I've used them on everything. What's the other thing that I was asking the question on the price? Let me see. So the short sleeve ended up being $2.99. Let's see, the long sleeve was $4.40. Let's see, the storage tin ended up being $4. This was $8. The liquid Sculpey, the white liquid one, was $2.69. The stamps, I already said those were $2.50 each. The Hero Arts one, that ended up being $6. That was 60% off. The paper, the Tim Holtz paper, was $2.59. The lavender bushes were 40% off, so those were $2.39 each. The stencils that I showed in the very beginning were 40% off, so those were $7.79. I debated on that one, but you know, I needed it, so yeah. So that was everything, and these were 50 off. So they are going to be closing supposedly all the stores by May, the last day in May. Now, They are constantly doing shipments to the stores from the warehouse. So I was talking to the lady that was working the register, and in my store, the 2 managers have already left. They've already moved on to other jobs. They only had 3 people working in the store. They are so desperate. They're hiring people. You get an additional 30% off on top of what is already the discounted price if you want to go work in the store for a month. They'll pay you, plus you get an additional 30% off. I mean, it sounded like a good deal. I told my mom I was going to prop her up in the wheelchair and push her there to work. we can get our discounts. Yeah. So all stores are going to be closing by the last day in May. They are still sending shipments to the stores. I know my store is still getting them. And they got something like 200 plus boxes that they needed to go through. And they said it will take them a few days to go through the boxes. Don't ask me how it only takes them a few days to go through the boxes when they only have 3 people in the store. So yeah, and I feel for these people. They are losing their jobs, so be kind, be patient. There's not a lot of people there working, so be patient. They're even there to help you to begin with, is truly what I can say. Some of the things are coming down in price. I kind of expected it to be a little bit cheaper than what it was. If you are into yarn, my store had so much yarn, it's not even funny. I'm not into yarn right now. I have all the yarn I need for my projects. They did have a lot of fabrics. The fabrics, I noticed that some of them were down to 60% off. I didn't go through the fabric department because that I would have just bought a whole bunch, and I don't need it right now. So those are what I've noticed. They do have a lot of the big die cut machines on sale, the Tim Holtz manual ones, as well as the Cricut digital ones. So those are there. They were available. What I noticed was a really good deal was in the baking aisle. They had a lot of baking pans, lasagna, ceramic lasagna dishes, but they had some really nice looking cast iron pans that had lids on them, like nice oval ones and circle round ones, as well as like a fry pan type of thing. The oval one with the lid, which was like bigger than that, was $44.99, and those, to get something like that at that significant of a discount was a good deal. It was not enamel cast iron, it was just cast iron. I like the enamel cast iron, frankly, but I did look at a lot of the baking dishes and they were really nice. So I am going to go back probably in a week and check out some of the baking dishes, because some of those I could use. So heads up, my store didn't have a lot of glue left. They didn't have any lights left. They did have a lot of storage things. They had a lot of fabric, tons of yarn, decent amount of paint, not a ton, like hardly any polymer clay, minimal scrapbooking paper, minimal rubber stamps, minimal die cuts, very minimal Tim Holtz stuff, period. Lots of, the faux flowers. Decent amount of stuff. So check it out. Still a lot to be gotten at my store, at least. So check out your store too. But thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my numbers way up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and be free.